There's a kid in your class who studies less than you. They leave the library early. No all-nighters, no 6 color-coded notebooks. And they still walk out of every test with marks you'd trade a kidney for. So what's actually happening? Talent? Luck? A secret tutor? None of that. It's something simpler and far more learnable than you've been told. Most students think studying is about time in the chair. So when a topper studies less and scores more, the easy explanation is they're just naturally smart. That feels comforting, it's also wrong, and it's dangerous because it tells you there's nothing you can do about it. Here's what nobody explains properly. Your brain doesn't improve by being exposed to information, it improves by being forced to retrieve it. Rereading your notes feels like learning. It isn't. It's recognition. Your eyes slide over familiar words and you feel a warm, "Yes, I know this." That feeling is the trap. Recognizing information and producing it under pressure are two different skills, and only one of them shows up on your answer sheet. This is the biggest mistake students make, mistaking familiarity for mastery. You reread a chapter, it feels smooth, so you assume you've learned it. Then the exam phrases the question slightly differently, and your mind goes blank. Not because you didn't study, because you studied in a way that built recognition, not recall. Toppers study differently in one specific way. They test themselves constantly instead of reading passively. It's called active recall. Instead of looking at information, you try to produce it from memory. First, then check. Close the book. Ask yourself what you just read. Explain it out loud before checking if you got it right. That shift from look and absorb to try and check does most of the work. Think about a muscle. Watching someone lift weights doesn't make your arm stronger. You have to lift it yourself. Memory works the same way. The effort of dragging information out of your own brain, even getting it wrong, is what strengthens the pathway. Struggling to recall something isn't bad studying. It's the exact mechanism that makes it stick. There's a second piece toppers use: spaced repetition. Instead of studying one topic for 4 hours the night before, you study it in shorter bursts spread across several days with gaps between. Cramming feels productive because the information is fresh, but fresh isn't stored. Crammed information evaporates within days. Information you revisit after starting to forget it gets re-strengthened every time you pull it back. Picture 2 students before the same test. One rereads the whole chapter twice the night before. 4 hours, exhausted but confident. The other studied it 10 days ago for 30 minutes, quizzed themselves 5 days ago for 15, and reviewed it again last night for 20, mostly testing what they'd forgotten. Total time, under an hour, spread out. On the test, the second student almost always does better because their brain rebuilt the information multiple times instead of looking at it once under pressure. This is why toppers look like they're studying less. They genuinely spend fewer hours, but those hours do more because they're built around retrieval and spacing instead of rereading and cramming. Does this mean hard work doesn't matter? No. It means hard work without the right structure gets wasted. 6 hours rereading can leave you remembering almost nothing by exam day. 90 focused minutes testing yourself across 3 days can leave you remembering most of it weeks later. Same subject, wildly different results. Here's the practical version, the part you can use tonight. After reading a section, close the book completely. Say out loud everything you remember without peeking. Then, check what you missed. That gap is exactly what to study next, not the whole chapter again. Do this in short sessions spread across days, not one long session the night before. For anything important for a board or competitive exam, revisit it again a week later, and once more a few weeks after. testing yourself each time. One honest note: different subjects and exam patterns can need slightly different approaches, especially closer to boards or entrance tests. It's worth checking with your teacher how to apply this to your specific subjects, rather than assuming one method fits every paper the same way. There's a kid in your class who studies less than you. After today, that doesn't have to be a mystery, and it definitely doesn't have to stay true.